Hey guys, this is Tony Solo for the Natural Lifestyles, and this is a very important topic that I'm gonna talk to you about. Because if you fuck this up, you will be fucked up in game. That is knowing the right way to go about talking to women in a big city versus small city when it comes to day and night game. I'm gonna start off with the big cities. In big cities, the mentality that you can have is the machine gun mentality. And that is where you see many different types of girls and you can talk to any one of them. Now, I'm not saying walk up to one girl and then walk to another girl in front of her and then walk to another girl in front of her. You can't do that if you want to, but you don't have to be so finicky about who do I want to talk to. Because as opposed to a small city where you need to be much more aware, in a big city, you can talk to a girl here, then you go talk to a girl that's over there, and just doing that, you can do it within 10 meters of each other. Like I just did in my warm-up video. When it does come out, you can see it. You can talk to girls that are very close together. And in doing that, it's not like they're gonna be angry and they're gonna walk up to the next girl and say to her, oh, he just talked to me. They really don't care. Because it's not like you're going up and harassing them. You're going up and you're just showing your intent. Being able to talk to girls in a big city when they're all, together, so to speak, it makes it really, really helpful when you're warming up. It makes it helpful for you to stay in social flow. I noticed that when I'm in a city like Budapest, a city like New York City, that I just go along to each girl like this. And I don't even think about if the last girl saw me or not, because she's often doing her own thing anyway. I speak to the girl I want, I express my intent. Maybe she doesn't like me, and that's totally fine, because you know what? There's somebody that I can talk to probably right over there. And I go up to her and I speak to her. Maybe she didn't like me. You know what? There's another girl right over there. And the key to this is that I'm not just going like, do you like me? No. Do you like me? No, that's not my mentality. My mentality is, I do want to speak to you, but I'm not so invested because I can just look to the left or the right and find somebody else. And with that mentality, it makes it super strong because you're not attached to the outcome. One of the worst things that happens to guys is that they go up to women and they're super attached to the outcome. And that's what makes them feel bad when a girl goes no. That's what makes them feel like they are not worthy when a girl gives them some sort of bitchy behavior. What you can do is that you can see a girl that you like. This is big cities. You can see a girl that you like, go up to her, express your intent, be fully there with her, and then coming out of that, you can just look somewhere else and go do the same thing. And that's what I love about doing it in big cities. So I would advise anybody who's in a small city right now to go to a big city and just machine gun it. Really, that's the mentality. It's just machine gun. Just boom, 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 boom. The moment that you do that, that lets you know that you can get away with this machine gun mentality. I do this. That's the reason why I'm teaching you guys is when I'm in a city right now in Prague and there's all these people around, do you think that I'm walking up to one girl and like, oh my God, I hope the next girl doesn't see me? That girl, she will be affected by me, but she won't remember me some time from now. And maybe she is a bit annoyed at the fact that I walk up to another girl, so be it. It's my life and I'm living it. And that's what I want you guys to do. Live your life in the way that you want. When you're in big cities, really let the big city give you the freedom that it gives you. That's one of the joys of being in a big city. One of the joys of being in a big city is it affords you this freedom that small city does not give you. And the small city, it only affords you so much when it comes to freedom. That's another thing that I love about big cities, is that you feel so free. Any guy right now who's in a big city, just think about it. What if you removed yourself and you went to a small city where there was less girls? What if you did that? How fucking crazy would that be? It would be fucking crazy, wouldn't it? And I felt the same way. I was in a small city and I was like, fuck man, fuck this place. I was in Madison, Wisconsin, and I just wanted a way out. I just wanted some freedom because being in that small city, I felt like girls would see me all the time, and I'll get to that in a moment. But being there, I just wanted to be free. What I would do is I would travel 2 hours to Chicago on certain weekends and I would just hit it up. I mean, hit it up, really. And that gave me so much fucking bliss. It gave me so much freedom that I've been wanting to have. And this is what I want you guys to do. Have that mentality of, I see a girl, I can go speak to her. I can be fully there with her, but I don't need to be so attached to the outcome. The reason why is because there's somebody, boom, who's like that. Or boom, who's like that. Literally in eye range. And this is one of the advantages of a small city, is that in a small city sometime, you may be talking to a girl and you feel like this attachment to outcome because you don't have enough choice to you. And that's one thing that I noticed when I was in a small city. I was in Madison, Wisconsin, and it's like 250,000 people to 300,000 people, and most of the hot girls in the city was at the UW college. And in talking to them, I would be like, oh fuck man, probably somebody's gonna see me, and I would be really, really uneasy on campus. And really uneasy just walking around in the downtown area because I knew that I've spoken to so many girls. Go to a big city. If you're in a small city, go to a big city. Big city affords you freedom. That's the main thing about it. You can do all kind of crazy shit in a big city. You can go to 10 different women on the street and try to kiss all of them and have all of them reject you and just never see them again. That's the beautiful thing about big cities. You can do all kind of things that you can't do in a small city. And the other thing that it affords you with is more fucking choice. It affords you with so much more choice. Go to a big city so you have more choice. Even if you live somewhere that's small, be sure that you have access to somewhere where you can get more women that are your type. A lot of your frustration is probably coming from the fact that you are in a small city and you don't have access to girls who you really want. Go to the places where they are. Big cities have this. Go to them. When it comes to night game in a big city though, the same mentality goes. That's the beautiful thing about it. The same mentality goes. You can talk to as many women as you want. I mean, just roll through and just talk to girl after girl after girl. And basically the warm-up process at night that I've learned is to talk to everybody. And even in that talking to everybody way, you still a lot of times won't see those same people again. So even if you talk to them and you warmed up and your warm-up was really bad, you'll never see them again and you don't have to worry about it. Night game, you can go through and you can talk to many different girls, even have girls blow you out, get angry, like you go home with them, all in that one city, and you will never see those people ever again. And it's like almost like there's a new rotation every weekend. Who doesn't want to be in a city where there's a new rotation of girls throughout the day or at night, it feels like? Even if it's a city where there's not a lot of tourists, which is probably unlikely, you will have a constant rotation of new people coming in and out. If you stood in front of a subway, this is where you really get it. You stand in front of a subway, and as you're there, you'll notice that, boom, there's a new load of people. You wait there for another 20 minutes, boom, there's a new load of people. And it just keeps happening and happening and happening. And it almost feels like the choice that you have is infinite. This is the beauty of being in a big city versus a small city. You can machine gun it, baby. You really can. You can do that. But what about if you're in a small city? Much like my video on small city seduction, in a small city, I want you guys to understand that the mentality is sharpshooter. So you see the girl, and you're like, boom, I see her. And now that I see the girl, I'm going to see what's around her. I'm gonna see who's in the vicinity. Because maybe I've talked to a girl that's 2 seats away, and then I'm gonna blow this area up as far as I won't be able to do this place anymore. And I calibrate. Maybe that's not the girl you want to talk to. Yeah, this is a situation to talk to her, but you must be smart if you're in a small city. I ran into this issue so many times of me just going up without even calibrating to the environment and just going out the girls I like. They would be sitting at Starbucks and I would just walk in and be like, all right, that's the girl I want to talk to, and I would go talk to her. And when I would talk to her, there would be somebody I'll talk to like a few seats over. And guess what? In a small city, most people know each other. So what would she do a lot of times? He talked to me. In big cities, people don't fucking care. But in small cities, he talked to me. One time I was talking to a girl on the street, and the girl that I talked to the day previous, she walked past and said, "Watch out." And another time, a girl walked past and said to the girl that I was talking to, no, she said to me, "Do you do this every day?" And the girl, of course, lost interest. In a small city, you must have a sharpshooter mentality. It must be a mentality where you see the girl and you become calibrated to everything that's around. You become socially aware of everything. If you're on campus, be the sharpshooter as well. You don't want to be the guy that's just fucking just machine gunning it when it comes to liking girls. Of course, you can be social with everybody, but you want to have that same type of mentality when it comes to the girls you like. Be the person that when you see them, you become calibrated to everything that's around you. And becoming calibrated to everything around you will make it very easy, and it'll make it even better on you, because you won't get girls saying, "You talk to my friend, and you talk to me, and you talk to this girl." And they do this in a small city. Beware of that. Have the mentality where when you see somebody, you're not so quick to go in. You slow down. You read the situation. And once you get a good read on it, then you go in and you really calibrate. You don't have to be so full on in a small city. You could be less full on. You could go in and go in more observational. You can go in situational. Let's say she's in a store and you want to talk to her. You can talk about something she's looking at. Let's say you're walking down the street and she's walking and you see that she has a nice outfit on. And you could just walk next to her very casually and say, "You do a very good job of matching." And that's not so much on the top full on, but underneath the intent is, "I'm still curious about you and I find you attractive." That's one thing about small city that you really, really can harness, and that is subtlety. Subtlety is what makes small city really, really interesting, is that it teaches you how to be subtle. It teaches you how to be someone that when you're in a place to not be so overt. Like in a big city, you can be overt, subtle, anything you want. But in a small city, what works best for you to be the most effective, and how I was effective, was being subtle. And I tried overt for a long time and it was just too much for girls, too fucking much. But being subtle, it teaches you how to be underneath and not so much on the surface with your intent. And this makes seduction that much more interesting. It makes you a much more rounded seducer, because not only are you able to seduce in places that are really small, but also places that are really big. And Nightgame in a small city has the same thing, because you'll go to venues every week and the girls that you will see will be the same girls you'll see every fucking week. Maybe they'll be at a different venue, but you see them. The next week, you see them. What that means is that you need to be a lot more precise and accurate in the way that you're doing things. Be someone that is not so ready to go do it when it comes to when you like the girl, but if you're someone that is there and you're talking to the girl and your intent is underneath in a small city at night or during the day, that's the way the girl will be able to give you the clarity of whether or not she wants to speak to you. She doesn't have to say she has to go. She doesn't have to be like, "I'm going to my friends." It's clear that underneath she's not into you. And that's better than having her saying, "Sorry, I have a boyfriend. Oh, thank you so much, but I'm just gonna go over here to my friends." It's much better than that, because she doesn't have to overtly say it to you. It could be more subtle as well. And that's what you want in a small city. You want girls to be subtle with their saying no to you. I don't want to say rejections with guys that get fucking weird, but you want them to be subtle in the way that they tell you no, because it matches them. This whole rant that I gave you about day and night is so important for any of you guys who are out there learning seduction. If you fuck it up and do it in the wrong way in these two places, it will cause you fucking drama. And as you can see, the best place to be is in a big city. It is, unless you want a family and you want to settle down and have kids, then go to a small city. But start in a big city when you find her. And then go to the small city to raise the kids or whatever you're gonna do. But be subtle if you're in a small city. Don't be so overt. You're like, but I learned direct. Yes, you did learn direct. But there's certain times to use direct and certain times to be natural. And natural works just as effective as going verbally direct. This is Tony Solo for the Natural Lifestyles. Subscribe below to Essence of Solo and do it right, man. If you guys want to do coaching with me, whether that be Skype, one-on-one, or with just the TNL team, go to the website, thenaturallifestyles.com, go to the contact page and put in an inquiry. Sean will be there to assist you through that and see if you're a good fit for me or the team. Until next time, enjoy, guys.